It's astounding to me sometimes how people can get themselves into situations where they don't intend ever to be in a dysfunctional circumstance, but it just begins to pile up. So you get an inheritance, right?
That's a long time ago.
What did you spend this money on? Where did you spend it? Who did you spend it on? What did you get for this money?
I don't think they even paid any money to that tabloid, okay? I don't think we made a payment to that tabloid. I was asking the question, I don't think we made a payment.
That's not exactly true, is it?
Trump did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. Look, Trump didn't violate campaign finance laws, and neither did the president.
You tell me.
I mean, I have nothing to do with Russia. I don't have any jobs in Russia. I'm all over the world, but we're not involved in Russia.
I'm asking you, do you have any ownership in any of this? One bad choice leads to a bad result, and that bad result leads to another bad choice. There seems to be a pattern of conflict.
It's all nonsense. Nobody, except for me, would be looked at like this.
The first house you've got to clean is your own.
But in my case, it was a great building. A very tall building right opposite the United Nations. And when you build a building, people always get together at the end and they make a settlement with the owner. They say the ceiling wasn't painted the right color or something, you know, stuff.
Instead of blaming other people, finding fault with other people, ask yourself what you can do to start contributing to a solution, what you can do to start contributing to finding a path out of that maze.
Well, it happens. I mean, look, it happened. Many years, like 12, 13 years ago, he did me a favor. He was on a committee, and he was so responsive and so good. And because of that, I did it. And you know what? In retrospect, I made a mistake. There's nothing illegal. They're not criminal charges.
There are a lot of people that are upset.
I'd like everybody to be very happy. Most importantly, I want the American people to be happy.
Well, let me tell you, I've talked to a lot of children.
This is something that should have been brought up long before this. They had the information in July, as I understand it.
It's a terrible system we have.
You said that you've never had any other criminal activity other than that one thing. Well, according to public record, police court documents.
How many times do I have to answer this question?
You said you'd never had any other criminal activity, and that's just not true.
I don't know. It depends on the process. I'd like to see a complete process.
You got to step back and say, look, this whole thing just seems like just a frenzy. But the only person you control is you. So you got to stop and say, what can I do to stop contributing to the chaos? What can I do to start being part of the solution instead of part of the problem?
Next question. What a ridiculous question.
How do you feel about it now?
I have people that I love and that love me, frankly. That includes a lot of women.
We get what we give. You have to make a decision about whether you want to continue to complain but take no action, or whether you want to change this situation.
You see what's happening? You see the rockets going up left and right? You haven't seen that for a long time.
Don't worry about them, worry about you.
Space is a war-fighting domain, just like the land, air, and sea.
This is an emotionally barren war zone.
Very soon we're going to Mars.
What the hell are you arguing about then?
I said, maybe we need a new force. We'll call it the Space Force. And I was not really serious. And then I said, what a great idea. Maybe we'll have to do that.
And you trigger an era of peace.
Space Force. Space Force.
Space Force.